And Sea of Stars is one of those perfect collages between Chrono Trigger and Mario RPG combat, with an old callback to storytelling and going through these flat 2D levels, but with some beautiful pixel art. And it's a game that is around 30 hours and it doesn't let up. They know how to do pacing. I've done a longer review. If people want to check it out, feel free to do so. But I just want to get everyone to have Sea of Stars in their mind. Don't have to play it. Check it out at some point if you can. But if you ever do want a good JRPG that is bite-sized, remind you of the 90s days, but also is in modern gaming and beautiful and has a great soundtrack and does it have any flaw, check out Sea of Stars. That game is incredible. I just I have to throw it out. You got to give it a check out.
I
But
agree. It came out in this unfortunate glut of
it's so
incredible
unfair.
role-playing games.
It's
Like,
called
so many good
2023.
games.
It came out in the
Yeah, like-
unfortunate year
well,
of
yes,
2020.
but even more specific, like, yes, 2023 is incredible games, but even more specifically, like this window of 3 weeks where like generational role-playing games came out, like we've been waiting for a decade.
Sure.
Baldur's Gate, Starfield, and Sea of Stars was right in that same time period. And I played a bit of it. I haven't played through it. I want to return to it. But man, you're right. It is gorgeous. The pixel art is fantastic. I really enjoyed the combat system.
Yes.
Which felt like a mix between like Super Mario RPG or Paper Mario with the like timed button presses.
Yeah.
And trying to time my boomerang attacks on the bad guys is so much fun.
And they keep building upon it too. Like it's like the first 10 hours a little bit different, and then you start to get to the point where it's like maybe I could get a little bit more, and like, oh, here's a little bit more, here's a little bit more, and the combat just flows all the way through. The boss fights are so enjoyable.
They really become puzzles, these fights, because you get these little codes above the enemies that tells you what attacks from you, what kind of attacks from you in a certain sequence will prevent their next attack from going off. So
and different party members are better at it. So like there's a reason to switch out your party members. Because sometimes in RPGs, you like get 3 dudes and you're just like, these are my characters all the way through. I got my healer, I got my DPS, and I got like a mage dealer, right? But this one says, try all of your members, switch them out, and we're not going to punish you for switching out your members. And it flows so well. I don't know how to oversell this without overselling it. It's like one of my favorite JRPGs that I've ever played. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. That's great to hear. And the story has been satisfying throughout?
All the way through. That's my issue with some RPGs. Like Final Fantasy 16 this year came out, and like it was a spectacle, and there were some Game of Thrones moments in it. I don't know if you guys got a chance to pick it up and play it. But the first couple hours, I was like, wow, I am in. And then you get like 20 hours into it, and it's like, by the way, build a boat for 4 hours after you do like an epic boss fight. And it's like the pacing is some of the worst things I've ever seen in a Final Fantasy game. This game does not have any of those flaws. You just flow through it. It's a visual spectacle, and the story is always improving. And the best part is, like, all of the characters, they're not these no-name characters that you just play through to, like, feed you through the story. You know all their intentions. You know what they're trying to do. You understand the bad guys. Like, I was just blown away by this game. I went in expecting, okay, this should be fun, like The Messenger. And The Messenger is already great by itself, which was the game that they produced before this one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, Christian, if you have a chance to play it, but I think you would love it, too. If you ever have a chance to sit down and game it out for 30 hours, it sums up all the way through.
Yeah, it's been on my list. The Messenger I thought was outstanding, and this just hasn't. For whatever, I can't play them all, despite what Pokemon wants me to believe that I can catch them and then play them all. It remains impossible. But I like seeing games like this exist, and I love when they're hits, because oftentimes I feel like we see the updated, not just a nostalgia play, but like the updated version of a game from the past, and it doesn't have much more than that. And sometimes that's enough. It's like, oh, this is great. I can play this easily on my current system, and it scratches that itch for me. But from what I've read and heard about Sea of Stars, I love that it's bringing something new to the table and doing it with such craft and care that it's more than just, remember those old games you liked? Well, here's another one. I think it sounds great.
Again, that's
one that Jeff may have reviewed.
The game is called Sea of Stars. I play most of it on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And most of my time with it was on Steam Deck. It plays great on Steam Deck.